All right, everybody, how you doing? This is Captain Jack. Hopefully, I am being heard. I see that I have the channel up. I see that Jimmy and AJ are here, which is great. I'm glad to see that. Hopefully, we get some more people in here, and hopefully, we'll have some people that will actually be available to call in, because we do have a lot to talk about. I didn't get a chance to actually go over and check on or put on the show, or sorry, the sports. I'm looking at bad football game. I couldn't tell you who's winning between the Rams and the Seahawks. I don't care. Okay, bottom. Oh, is it okay? Yeah, bottom 9. Wow, bottom 9. Braves are losing to the Cardinals. So this will be over somewhat soon. Dodgers are up 1-0. Is that going on too? Are the what channel is that on? Okay, so if the National League, is that on like TNT maybe? Let me look. Okay, so I see TBS here. I don't know what the other is it on. Okay, so it is on TNT. So stand by a second here. Let me get over to TNT. Hopefully, I can find it. No, it's TNT. I see Transformers. It says Transformers here, so that hopefully not. Okay, there you go. TNT 245. We're in here. Hey, Ed Winchell came in. Thank you for that. So we got the Dodgers game on, which is cool. But you know and I know that I'm ready to talk football, which is why I'm going to put up in a minute what the number is. We're going to talk some football. Hopefully, AJ will be available for us as well. End of the first. Yeah, I just put it on. So it looks like the Braves are losing, which is good. Can't stand the Braves. So what can I say about that? But, I'm going to have to move that. So, let's get that, and then there we go. Transition there. Call now, 813-699-0834, 813. Oh, thanks, Sir Ed. That makes you feel good. The game's on. He's watching his Dodgers, but he's also watching me. Oh, outstanding. Steve Sachs. That's great. I enjoyed Steve Sachs. Definitely enjoy that. You know, Steve played for the Dodgers, and he also played for the Yankees too, if I remember correctly. So that's go Dodgers around. Mike Arline's in here. There you go. It'll be a good time. I'm waiting for the Dodgers to beat the dang Nationals, and then I'll feel good about that, because I think whoever comes out between the Cardinals and the Braves, I don't think that they have a prayer against the Dodgers. The Nationals, though, kind of scare me if I'm a Dodgers fan, because they have Strasburg and Scherzer, okay, and a really potent lineup. But that's here without saying. I got the baseball game on, but we're going to be talking football. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. Let's get those lines going. Okay, so the Cardinals won. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I said, can't stand the Braves. Well, that's something to be concerned about, Ed. That is something to be concerned about. And that goes without saying. You know, pitching Pitching is where managers make their money between what they do, who they put in there. It's almost always about the pitching. It's almost always about the pitching. Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
What are you talking about? It's 7-6 now, Cardinals. Freeman just had a home run.
Okay, well, again, I have on the good game. Okay, I have on.
Well, this is turning into a good game right now.
Okay, well,
there's only one out. It's 7-6. Okay. And this pitcher is getting into a little bit of trouble now.
Okay, for you, I will put it back on the 7-6. So
I mean, you got time for the Dodger game. I mean, that's only the second inning.
Yeah, I got you. So it's 7-6. There's one out, bottom of the ninth. Donaldson.
There's two outs now.
There's two outs? Okay, well,
yeah.
I guess I'm a little behind. Donaldson just grounded out, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah.
So,
and don't forget there's hockey on tonight, too.
Well, to me, the only game that I would like to watch, if I'm going to watch a hockey game, and what I'll do is I'll find out where it's at, is I will go back and forth between the Lightning opener, because that's tonight downtown, and I'd like to see. Oh, I got to make sure that. Well, you guys know what my email, or not email, but what my company address is here. But I would like to see the Lightning. But I think the Flyers open tomorrow in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and my team opens tomorrow against Capitals.
And let me see if I can remember what Jimmy Farrell's team is. Some team in New York that's not the Rangers, and some team that's on Long Island.
That's right.
Okay.
My New York Islanders.
See, I know. I don't forget things like that. So what's going on with you, man?
Speaking of baseball, did Joe Madden get fired, or he wanted to leave?
Well, he was let go. And
Why?
Well, I mean, it was probably a.
Why would you let somebody him go?
Well, it's sometimes managers outlive what a general manager would presume to be outlive their usefulness.
The Cardinals won.
Oh, okay, because there you go. Boom, you're out of here. So good. Now I can put on the good game.
Right.
Okay.
But
let me
as you were saying.
Well, again, Madden brought Chicago their championship, which is basically all they wanted. But remember, he's been there 5 years, and sometimes it's a matter of the team starts not listening to the same thing over and over and over. Now, I don't agree with that because I think Madden is a fantastic manager.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic manager. The problem is that you have a or is it going to move over to TBS?
No, I'm still on TNT.
Okay. Well, when it does, I'll make sure. But sometimes, like I said, the manager they don't listen to him anymore because they've heard all the same locker rooms. And this goes in football, this goes in hockey, this goes in all the sports. When you've had a good team that's been together for a long time, and they just don't listen after a while. They don't.
I tell you, I live in New York, and there's Met fans in New York too, and they just fired their manager. Now there's 3 managers they can get their hands on, and they cannot blow this. They can't hire somebody like who? Who's it? There's Joe Madden, there's Joe Girardi, and Buck Showalter. Those are your 3 managers. You must get one of them.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So now you talking? Are you talking the Mets?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, they fired their manager today.
Okay. Now, didn't Girardi used to coach the Mets?
No. No, he's with the Yankees for like 10 years.
Okay,
when he got fired.
that's right. Girardi was with the Cubs, then he was with the Yankees, or vice versa, and then, I you know, of those, I think the Mets will go after Girardi, and the reason why I say that is this: Madden does not, in my mind, Madden doesn't want to go to New York. Madden's gonna go to either. If the Phillies make a play for him, let's say that the Phillies fire Gabe Kapler, okay?
Yeah.
If the Phillies fire Gabe Kapler, Madden will be looked at hard to go to Philadelphia because he's from Hazleton. Yeah. He's from that area, okay?
Right.
The other areas that Madden will probably end up looking towards is Southern California, with the Angels, because he has a history in that organization. Or we'll go out to San Diego, because who wouldn't want to live in San Diego and manage?
Plus, they got a young team out there too.
Right, you got a young team. You got what's his nose, the old Oriole guy that was making too much money. That went to there. I can't remember his name. He was the big free agent acquisition this past year. So we'll see.
Yeah. And also, I just found this out last night. Your Tampa Bay Rays, Darno, is batting cleanup. I mean, the Mets fans must be like kicking themselves right now, having Darno back cleanup for the Rays.
Yeah, but you know what?
In New York.
But you know what? He's clocking them, and I don't think, that he's on any what do you call it? Enhanced objects. He's still about is the same body weight and composition. He's just clocking them out in Tampa Bay, and he's been a fantastic addition.
Yeah.
He's been
it just goes to show, you know, whatever team you go on, you could play well on one good team, you play well on one team, and you know, you get traded, you know, and you play bad on another team. Just depends what team you're on.
That's right. And, you know, it just goes to throw you that, you know, as you said, depending upon where you play and what's going on, things happen.
Yeah. So, I'm just waiting for my Yankees tomorrow night. Okay, game 1. I'll be glued to that TV and watch. I'm more nervous about the starting for game 1. You know.
Now, who are the Yankees throwing at the Twins?
Who are they facing?
Yeah, who are they facing?
I'm not sure.
You know what? Don't count out the Twinkies, and I'm going to tell you why. This team in Minnesota, they have hit almost as many home runs, if not more, because I know that the Yankees and the Twins are like 1 and 2 in the amount of home runs that they hit this year. But I tell you what, the Twins are balling for Rocco, man. Rocco Baldelli is a fantastic addition to the Twins, and I mean, I remember when Rocco was here. I mean, he's a fantastic manager. He's youthful. He's exuberant. He's the exact same thing that Booney was for the Yankees. So don't count out the Twins.
Look at Minnesota's. Look at the lineup they have to face against. I mean, their lineup's unreal.
Okay, well, look at the lineup that the Tampa Bay Lightning had last year in the first round against the damn Columbus Blue Jackets. You look at that lineup, and what happened? They were swept in 4. You know, stuff happens, man. You know, you can't just look at personnel and saying, well, this is going to happen. That's why they play the game.
Yeah,
that's why they play the game. Okay, well, since you used up all your time talking about baseball, I'm gonna let you go out with this. Who's gonna be the Final Four for the league in baseball?
Let's see. I like St. Louis, Dodgers, Yankees, and I thought the A's were going to be one of them because that was my sleeper pick.
Uh-huh.
But since they stunk it up yesterday, I'm going to pick Houston.
Okay, so Tampa has no shot.
No.
Okay, you
No.
you do realize that Tampa won the series with the Astros this year, right?
Well, Captain, playoffs is a whole different ball of wax.
I'm just saying, man, stuff happens.
Do you know my friend used to work with, he retired from the post office? You know he bought his Tampa Bay Rays tickets today?
I did too.
He got a cheap price. He got a good price for it.
Yeah, I got my Game 4 tickets, if there is a Game 4.
Right. You got Game 3.
I got Game 4 because the young lady that asked me if we were going to get buy some tickets, I said, yeah, I'll buy tickets. She goes, Game 4. I said, you realize there might not be a Game 4? She goes, yeah, but we can't go to Game 3. I said, okay, well, so I bought Game 4 tickets, so I will be there Tuesday.
I don't think they're going to get swept. I'd see them win like a game or two.
Right, and that's why I said, so I'm going to go to Game 4 and be happy about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right, enjoy yourself.
All right, you take care of yourself as well there, Jimmy.
Okay, go Raiders.
Go Raiders. There you go. Well, that's Jimmy Farrell, and this is the Ask Captain Jack show. And Jimmy likes to talk hockey. Jimmy likes to talk basketball. That's great. Now, don't do that on a Sunday, though, because Sundays are made for football. Now, if there are folks that want to, shall we say, if they want to come in and talk college, sure, I understand that, because there are college kids that are, that's what they want to talk about. So we'll do that. I got to make that a little bit smaller. 1 second here. The line is open, 813-699-0834. Let me see if I can get in here. Do a little bit of maintenance here. There we go. There we go. I like that. I can do it a little bit bigger. Okay. So now watch this. Watch this. There we go. Now we got everything I'm supposed to be. You got the number up there. You got the sign brought to you by KARATBARS. And by the way, if you're not really listening at the KARATBARS thing, invest in gold, invest in yourself. Call me. Go to that and check out KARATBARS. It's great. Hey, shipmate, Clinton Lawrence is in. Thoughts on Clelin Ferrell? I mean, I like Clelin Ferrell, and people. And I think I was saying this last night. Did you watch the show on Facebook last night, Clinton? If you didn't, then you missed it. But this is what I'm saying, that people are hating on Clelin Ferrell. They're hating on him. And that's BS. That's BS. And the reason why I say that is this. They're saying like, oh, well, Max Crosby is great, and he looks like our first round pick, and yada, yada, yada. Bull. Max Crosby does look good. But that doesn't mean that Max Crosby can do everything that Clelin Ferrell does. Clelin Ferrell is a 3-down defensive end. 3-down defensive end. Max comes in to rush the passer, to which he does well. But, Clelin Ferrell stops the run. He does the things he's supposed to do. He takes on the double teams. He's doing all the things that he's supposed to do. Now, is it gets a lot of press? No. But he already has a sack. I think he got that the first game against Denver. And there was a certain person by the name of 50 Who that waited 10 games to get their first sack when they are a rookie. And people are just hating on Ferrell. So shut up. Stop hating on Clelin Ferrell. He's doing his job. Now, as you were talking there, Clinton, it's like he's got, he has a concussion. He was going through concussion protocol. And remember that this was an extra long flight. Normally, they don't want you to fly with a concussion because of the the way that the being up there is bad for you anyway. But then you have the added thing where your trip is that much longer. So hopefully that isn't a bad thing for Farrell. I haven't been really paying attention on the the press conferences and whatnot, because to me they're really all just a bunch of fluff. We're not out at practice. We don't know what's going on. I just want to make sure that the guys that have been beat up and injured, and Clee is one of them. Tyrell Williams is another one. Okay. Harris, damn it with my cough. Harris is coming back from his ankle, but they did get Davis, and I think that Davis was more than just a stopgap at for special teams. Now, granted, he's really good at special teams, but he's more of a stopgap because they let go of Ryan Grant. So Davis is taking Ryan Grant's spot, and he's available to do more. He can catch the ball. He can do special teams. He's an addition. Okay, I don't want to see Richard back there on punts ever again. If I can have my way, he won't ever do punts again. Let me get this call. Hang on. Mike Sarah, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
Hello, Captain. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
Oh man, I about had a heart attack watching. I got to talk baseball real quick. Watch the Cardinal game. They were they pulled it out, but they were down 3-1 in the eighth. Scored 2, tied it up. Then scored 4 in the ninth. They were up 7-3, and then our reliever gave up 3 home runs in the ninth inning, and we ended up squeaking it out 7-6.
Wait a second. He gave up 3 home runs in the ninth inning?
3 home runs in the ninth inning, and they kept them in.
Mike, now, first off, who is this guy?
His name is Carlos Martinez. He used to be our actual ace at one time, but he's had some injury problems, so they put him in the bullpen, and now he's our closer. And he's not been too bad. He's had a pretty good run at it, but tonight was just unbelievable.
Okay, and my second question is, who in their right mind is coaching the Cardinals that's going to keep this guy in?
His name is Mike Schilt. I don't know how he did it. I was screaming like I was watching a Raider game, screaming at the TV, but
well, see,
we pulled it out. Unbelievable.
I'm kind of out of it. I mean, I go back to, say, Red Schoendienst. I go back to Tony La Russa. I even go back to Mike Matheny as man. I think Mike Matheny was manager of the Cardinals at one time.
Yeah, he was before Mike Schilt. Yeah, he was a couple years ago.
Okay, so again, remember, I'm going back to Red Schoendienst in the 70s and then La Russa in the 80s. So again, I'm showing my knowledge, baby. I'm showing my knowledge.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
you're on top of it, man. You know your sports.
I'll even do this, man. How about Leo the Lip in the 60s?
Leo the Lip. You're right. I remember that name. Don't remember seeing him, but I remember the name.
Yeah, Leo DeRocher, man. He was the coach of the Dodgers, and then he went over to the Cardinals. So again,
that's right.
I know my stuff. I mean, not that I'm doing this. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm just saying I will throw some stuff at you. But again, the point is that, and I'm getting on the manager. Why in the hell? By the way, Don Webb said it was 2 home runs, not 3. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
He gave up.
I don't know. It was enough to make me go crazy. I know. It was enough to make me scream.
It was 3. It was 3 runs on 2 home runs.
You're right. He's right. It was 2, but It was still crazy.
But the thing is, you take him out.
Yeah.
But he.
I don't know. I don't know why he kept him in, but he ended up striking out the last batter. So maybe he knows something we don't know. Who knows?
Well, you're lucky.
But get back to Raider football. I don't know if you saw this. We might have talked about it already. They have a setup there with some mannequins in England, and they're have the Raider uniforms on. And one of them's Carr, the other one's Mac, and these mannequins are set up to where they show Mac actually intercepting a pass. He's intercepting a pass from Carr, and they have Carr tackling Mac.
Okay.
And this is some kind of mannequin setup they got. I don't know where it's at. I guess it's at the stadium or somewhere near it. I couldn't believe it. This is just ridiculous.
I've been to London, and I can almost tell you where it is. I might be wrong, but it's probably down there on Fleet Street and they have the whole setup where they used to do, like on the Saturday before the game, they would have at the whole NFL experience, and everybody would be down there, and there is an NFL Pro Shop right on the corner where it would, like the Nike store there, and it's right there. It might not be Fleet Street, but it's there in that area where they have the NFL experience, because I've been down there with Raider Pimp, and we went down there all in our gear, and, you know, of course, they loved us all dressed up, so we were down there hanging out with the fans, and we were dancing with some chicks, you know, because they had the whole thing there, and they're in their Nike, or maybe it was Reebok at the time. I think it was still Nike. But that's where it is, probably.
Yeah. But, you know, of all things, they have to have Mac intercepting cars passing. They have Carr, like, stretched out trying to tackle Mac. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous.
Well,
it really.
Here's the thing, though. What if you're going to have the faces of the franchises, and for the most part, that's the faces of the franchise, Carr and Mac. Sure. And they are really good friends, but if you're going to have a face of the franchise one-on-one, what else are you going to do? You're going to have an action scene. What are you going to have, like Carr? Now, the other thing was Carr fumbling and Mac gets it, but that's not as...
Yeah, and I guess I could have seen that too. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a premonition, you know. That's what's going to happen now. You know, I just don't like that.
Yeah, well, you know what? It didn't happen yet.
True.
It didn't happen yet. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it didn't happen yet. So hopefully it won't. It's just selling stuff.
It is. It's all sensationalism. They're in England. You know, they've got to play up the game, and that's the biggest story. Khalil Mack. I mean, he's the biggest story against his old team. So, you know, I guess I understand that. I just didn't appreciate seeing that.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, what you going to do?
Yeah, but I agree with you with Cleve Farrell. I think people are really giving him a hard time, and the guy really hasn't. I mean, he's done some good things. I think he's got at least 2 pass deflections. He's gotten a couple hits on the quarterback. He's got 1 sack. I mean, they can't expect this guy to come out and just start tearing it up. Our entire defensive line is not really even generating a pass rush right now. Even Max Crosby's not. I mean, he's throwing his arms up and knocking down some balls, but overall, our entire defensive line's not even creating pressure. The only game we had is against the Broncos, is where we actually created pressure on the quarterback. And in the second half, believe it or not, against the Chiefs, we ended up doing a few. So,
Mike, somebody's calling in. I got to let you go, brother.
All right, Captain. Good talking. We'll talk to you later.
You take care. That was Mike Sarah, and now we have Houston Steve. How you doing there, shipmate? You successfully knocked out the caller.
Thank you. Well, I didn't mean to, but boy, I tell you what, is this team really starting to hit the stride? How you doing, Captain?
I'm good. And like I said, I give everybody 5 minutes. So you called you've called in correctly. So you know that. I mean, Mike Sarah understands. Everybody understands. It's one of those things.
Well, I tell you what, Captain, isn't that great the way Max Crosby and the defense is knocking down the footballs, and he ran all the way across the field. But Brian Baldinger was talking about how he recognized it, made a direct beeline for it, and knocked the ball out. And, of course, our Mountaineer friend, Joseph got the ball and everything, and the way Josh Jacobs is playing, he's up for Rookie of the Year. I don't want to jinx it. And Warren's playing, Moreau. It's just awesome the way this team is really starting to hit their stride. I know it's the Colts, but a win is a win, and we'll take it any day to the bank. What say you, Captain?
I agree. Don't jinx it, though. Like you said, don't jinx it. I don't
want to jinx it.
Don't jinx it. Jacobs is playing well, but he's only played 1 quarter of the season. And he needs to continue doing that. Crosby has played 1 quarter of the season. And we were just talking about how people are hating on Cleve Farrell, excuse me,
bless you,
because I still got this damn cough I've had. Remember when you called me like weeks ago? I still have the same damn cough.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Anyway, the guys, the kids, the rookies have been playing well. They're getting a lot out of them, and good things are coming. Now, Clinton Lawrence, it does agree with me. It's Nike Town in London, so I was correct there. And Mike Arline asked, did Nevin Lawson get activated? I know he's ready to be there. I'm pretty sure that he will be activated. Oh, come on, Ed. Ed Winchell is calling Cleve Farrell a bust. Come on.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that either. He's doing his job. He's a 3-down defensive end that can even come in at defensive tackle, kind of like what Richard Seymour used to do. He's in there for all 3 downs. He's doing what he's supposed to: gap control, getting after the quarterback, and applying pressure. He has at least 1 sack. He's doing his job. He's doing his job, man. I think you agree there.
We all wish we had just one guy gets to put on a Raiders uniform, much less being out there making the plays that Farrell's making. I think that because he was drafted, so high and everything, that maybe their expectations are unrealistic of what we expect of him. But I think he's going to be hitting his stride and everything. It's just a matter of time. Like everybody's saying, they were knocking the balls down. Now, if we could just cradle the ball after we knock it up in the air. When I just played Pee Wee, junior high school, but they always told us that the defensive linemen always go in with your hands up. And,
right.
Captain, and that's just what you do. You just create havoc out there on the field and just disrupt things and just get in the lanes and just take your man out as much as you can,
Right. And he's doing his job. And, okay, I want to say something else there, Ed. You said you haven't heard his name on the telecast. Well, that goes both ways. I do remember in the first couple games, he got called for offsides, hands to the face, and things like that, right? But you haven't heard his name being called that I can remember for stupid penalties since game 1. So it goes both ways. If you're not hearing him being called on the telecast, that means he's not doing wrong or he's not doing right. So it goes both ways. I think he'll be fine.
Exactly. Being an offensive lineman, the only time you have your name heard is when you mess up, as you know, Captain.
I know. I'm an O-lineman, man, and I know that if my name was called, that's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. I played left tackle, so always, as you know and everything, as you well know, that games are won and lost in the trenches.
It
all starts right there.
That's right. So we're here. We're waiting. We're waiting on London, right? And now, have you heard anything that I haven't heard that is the big news? Other than, like I said, I know that, and I told this on the broadcast last night, that if Burfict would have stayed, he would have been eligible to play this weekend because his appeal isn't even going to be heard until the 8th. But I guess the Raiders want him, because he's going to miss some games. I guess they just want him to basically start it immediately and go from there. Now, being that linebacker position is going to be very, very important, that we have Whitehead that's going to be back there calling the defense. He did a good job, subbing for sorry. He did a good job subbing for Burfict in the game, so don't sleep on him. But again, we need some new blood back there. I think Nevin Lawson, I hope he's in good shape because we need help in the secondary. We need help at linebacker. So, as I said to people last night, and I was on KDON over in Vegas. I called in for my buddy's show, Ken Thompson, and he said, "Captain, you need to give me a score." And I said, "Well," and I hate doing it, but I said, 16-10, Raiders win.
Wow, I love that, Captain. You know what it is that, we've gone over there twice and it hasn't been that good, but we're not the same teams as we were. As you know, we went from being the oldest team to the fourth youngest team, and who would have thought at the beginning of the season we'd have 12 rookies back in this team, Captain?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good thing in the fact that we are getting our kids are getting playing time now, and they're just going to be ahead of the power curve going into Vegas. And remember, this is a very young team with the good leadership that we do have is in the right spots. And and don't tell me that and I'm not saying you, Steve, but don't tell me that Burfict was a bad pickup. That's not true. That's not true. I think that he did everything that he needed to do, and he's led by example. He had the one screw up, so we'll see. We'll see.
One thing, Captain, that kind of got me concerned is, what about that play with that guy that was ex-New York Giant? He's playing for Cleveland. That star receiver that was choked by that player for Baltimore. You don't hear hardly a peep about that. What about that? And what about the New England player that took a pretty cheap shot? You don't hear about that, but of course, all we hear about is the Raiders because it's the Raiders. It upsets me as a fan, and I think we deserve. If you're going to shine the light on us, then you can shine the light on these other guys because Burfict wasn't hitting it like Derek Carr said. He had his head down when he was, and what's he supposed to do? Just stop as he's trying to, he went high, and you know what I mean? So I can see where Derek got that conclusion, but it concerns me. If you're going to be that with the Raiders, be that way across the board.
I agree. I agree. And again, it's up until such a time that, things change drastically. It's going to be like that. I mean, as I said it on my broadcast last night, I said for 40 or 50 years, the Raiders have led or at least been in the top 5 in penalties for the last 40 to 50 years on a whole. On average, they're in the top 5.
Right.
So
right.
For the last 40 or 50 years, have the players been the same? No. Has the team been the same? No. Has the officials been the same? No. Which means to me that there is an incredible bias that is being perpetuated league-wide again and again and again. And it's not just going to go away.
And one of the things that you notice and I'm not trying to compare us with the Patriots, but the teams that obviously don't, Don Shula used to say, if we don't make stupid mistakes and we don't have these penalties and everything, it's going to be, and obviously don't turn the ball over, you're going to win more games than you're going to lose. I mean, I hate to, but the Patriots hardly ever get really called for this, and, certain teams and everything, and it just bothers me about that. But I just have one last comment. What do you think about that 60-yard scamper down the sidelines? It's something, and the pick six, that was awesome.
Oh, the Harris's shot?
Yeah, Harris's shot, and then the 60-yard run by the guy for 4.2 speed that we got from Green Bay.
Davis, and
Davis.
I got a picture of that on both YouTube, or not YouTube, but Instagram and Facebook, because as soon as Carr gave him the ball, I took a shot. Now it says touchdown Raiders, but he's not in the end zone yet. But you can see Carr in the after effect of giving the end around to Davis, and you knew what the you knew what the end result of the play was a touchdown. Great play, and thank God for Harris for saving the game.
I know it's. I tell you what, those are, and then they just played together as a team, and it's nice to see. I know we went through the first 2 games, but the teams we lost to obviously are playoff teams. There's no doubt about that in anybody's mind. So we beat, we're 2-2. We got the 2 wins versus the teams we thought we, compete with against the best. And I hope we can come back with a win out of Chicago. In Chicago. The game we should have had in Oakland, as we all know. But it's going to be interesting, and I hope we can come back with a win because there's nothing like flying back after a Raiders win, as you well know, Captain.
Okay. Final word and out the door there, Steve. What's the score and who wins?
I still say 23-20. Like you said, if we score more than 20, we're going to win the game.
Okay, 23-20. That's your prediction. I respect that. Have a great night, Steve. Always great hearing from you, brother.
Always have a great night and good health to you. And go Raiders. We're back, baby.
Go Raiders. All right. Take care, Steve.
Take care. Bye.
All right. That's Houston Steve. Always good hearing from him. Which means that now there is a line open again. Let me get that open here. So move that there. Gonna get rid of that and get this right here. So we're good to go there. So we got the transition. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Jared, I got something for you because you are my buddy in Pittsburgh. Okay. Do you know who is responsible for Terry Bradshaw's ultimate success in Pittsburgh? Ultimately, do you know who is responsible for that? I'll give you a couple seconds to see if you can pop in here. I want to hear if Jared gets it, or if somebody else knows. Okay, who was the impetus for Terry Bradshaw? No, it wasn't Stallworth. Who was the impetus for Terry Bradshaw being used as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? There you go. Ruben gets it. Al Davis. Thank you. I knew Ruben would get it. Al Davis. And I will tell you why. Terry Bradshaw. Hang on a second. Reggie. Doc, how you doing, brother?
Hey, sorry, it's been a while. Just getting back up, getting over that flu. So,
yeah,
how's everything going, Captain?
I got the. I don't have the flu, but
oh, that's what I had.
Well, I've still have had this cough ever since week 1 in Oakland.
Oh, horrible thing, ain't it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, I want to spread some little truth out here. When I was thinking before the season, I told you I said 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, I don't know anybody who could truthfully tell me and look me face to face and say, "Oh, I thought we could beat Kansas City or Vikings." I knew those games were going to be tough because those are playoff teams.
Right.
I honestly, truly thought that we'd be 2-3 after London.
Okay.
But here's the kick.
Okay.
When I thought that, Andrew Luck was still playing.
Uh-huh.
I thought that them being the playoff team, I said, oh, it's going to be hard to beat Andrew Luck and the Colts. When I was doing the 8-8, I also thought we could beat the Bears in London. I am not a Trubisky fan. I didn't think their offense was that great.
I agree.
So I really think we got this game in London, and I think that it gives us an extra game that we won the Colts is to me like a bonus.
Yeah, but you know what? I hear what you're saying, Doc, and I agree in the fact that you can call this a bonus, but there's going to be a game down the road that you thought was a gimme. And that's going to be the game. That's going to be the game that everybody thinks we're going to win and we're going to lose. And I don't know what game that is, but there's always that game. Excuse me. There's always that game that is the unexpected victory, and there's always that game that is the, oh my God, you're telling me they lost? And it kind of evens out. It kind of evens out. And that's why I said when we were a playoff team in 2016, how many victories did Derek Carr almost single-handedly win with the fourth quarter comebacks? It was like 7 or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if say you take half of that 7, I know you can't take exactly half of the 7 because that'd be 3.5. But let's say you take away 4 of those games, okay? And the Raiders were 12-4, okay? You take those 4 victories away, and that's an 8-8 team. That's a 7-9 team, or it's a 9-7 team if you only take away 3 of those victories. So those really tight wins could be the same thing as the woulda, coulda, shoulda losses, and vice versa. So that's why I say that excuse me, the 2016 playoff team was smoke and mirrors. And, you know, I don't say that in a mean way. I say that Derek Carr was playing above and beyond and like a Superman that year. And he willed us to a bunch of wins that we normally would not have gotten on our own. And you saw that when he got injured on Christmas Eve against the Colts. And we went out to Denver the next week and just laid an egg when McGroin was starting. I call him McGroin, Pat McGroin. But I
It
know
was a pain in our McGroin.
there you go. And McGloin, otherwise known as McGroin, got injured. So who played the playoff game? Connor Cook. The only time that a rookie started his first ever game as a professional in the playoffs. So look that one up. So I mean, this team, like I said, is a 7-9 to 9-7 team, depending upon breaks. Okay, and we'll see.
I really
that
think
happens.
we're going to play. I think we're really going to play better in the second half when we get our home stands.
Right.
I really think that's going to make, because if you really think about it, after London, big chunk of our travel is done.
Right.
And our biggest trip after London is going to be one trip to the East Coast when we play the Jets.
Right.
Other than that, we're only going halfway across twice.
Right. We're going to Kansas City, and we're going to New York, and we're going to Houston.
Green Bay.
Well, then the three then. Because it's Green Bay and Houston back to back, which is halfway through the continent. Then you got Kansas City and Kansas City. That's the third time. And then the lone East Coast trip is New York.
But we're so used to the Kansas City trip. You know what I'm saying? That's a division rival. You're up for that. We'll be up for that game.
I'm hoping. Remember, DC, that's Derek Carr himself, said that the team that he hates the most is Kansas City. I mean, and I use the word hate in air quotes because Derek, being the Christian guy that he is, doesn't hate anybody. And I say that facetiously, but I also say that for true. But
strongly dislike.
Yeah, strongly dislike. Yeah, strongly dislike. So because he can't seem to beat Kansas City unless they're playing on a Thursday night, and that's just the way it is. So Derek has got to do something to get the KC heebie-jeebies out of his system, and hopefully that'll be this year. We'll see.
Well, Mahomes did not score any touchdowns this last week. He's supposed to be this touchdown phenom. So we'll see how long the league takes to keep on figuring him out.
Well, I mean, there is more film. As it goes by, there's more film, so we'll see what happens. Hey, Doc.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, we're up on it. Give me what you think is going to happen in London and why.
I think we're going to beat them because our offense is better than our offense. I don't think it's going to be a super high-scoring game because of their defense. So I really think that this is going to be a low-scoring 21-17 our win.
Okay. So I agree with you there, low scoring. I said 16-10. So I mean, you just have us you just gave us another score and gave them another score, so that I can see that. Always good hearing from you, Doc, and make sure you get better as well. If I can kick this damn cough, I'll be a lot better, but you keep up and do what you need to take care of. And I'm going to get some more.
Take care of yourself too there, Captain Jack.
I will, man.
Go Raiders, baby.
Go Raiders. Always great hearing from you, Doc.
All right, you too, buddy.
All right. That's Doc Burdett from calling now. Let me see. Doc is in Virginia. So I remember that there's a couple other folks in Missouri. Yes, I said that correctly. So we'll see that going in. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Let me go back to what we were talking about, and Ruben knew that. By the way, again, call in. Line is open. Terry Bradshaw went to Al Davis, and he said to Al Davis, he said, trade for me, man. Let me play for you. I want to play quarterback for you. And Al Davis told Terry, he said, listen, buddy, or whatever he called Terry, young man probably. He said, I have 3 quarterbacks right now. Old man Blanda, not the old man, but LaMonica, okay? And then I got the young kid Stabler, LaMonica, Blanda. Everybody's on my ass to play. I'm kind of channeling my old Al Davis, okay? So he was upset because Terry Bradshaw was playing behind Gillum, who was the quarterback at the time. Hanratty was still the backup, but he was playing behind Joe Gillum. And Al Davis said to Chuck Noll, and I know you're almost right, Ed, but it's Chuck Noll and it's what is it? Not Looney. Rooney. There you go. You had Romney, but I knew what you meant. Rooney and Noll. Al Davis went to Chuck Noll. He said, you might want to play that Bradshaw kid. And when they did, the rest was history. 4 Super Bowl titles later. So Bradshaw wanted to be traded. Went to Al Davis because he knew that he would have been a good quarterback for us. But you imagine how different things could have been. There wouldn't have been, if Bradshaw plays for the Raiders, there is no immaculate deception because Bradshaw's on the team. And does Bradshaw scramble for the touchdown to put the Raiders in the lead? Would Bradshaw have beaten out Kenny Stabler? I will say this, though. I think that if Bradshaw was on our team, it would have probably been Bradshaw over Stabler because there was that kind of that bit of unpleasantness, especially in the later years between Stabler and Al Davis. But I don't know whether that would have been that way in the beginning. Let's see here. Rams finally got in the end zone. Okay, so Jimmy Farrell says it's 14-12. Rams, okay, 14-13 Seattle. There you go. I ain't watching that. That's a boring NFL game on a Thursday. This is a playoff game. And let me see, Cubs or not the Cubs. The Dodgers are still up 1-0 over the Nats. So hopefully that continues because again, I'm going to go out to LA. If the Dodgers are in the series, I'm going to LA. I've been told that. And I don't care how much off time that I don't have. If I have to take PTO, or not PTO, but LWOB, leave without pay. I'm going out there to a World Series game in Chavez Ravine because that's awesome. I've never been to Chavez Ravine. Now I am going to the well, you know what? But it's a playoff game there, Rube. It's a playoff game, which makes more sense to watch rather than a basic B-flat, piss-poor Thursday night game. That's just me, though. That's just me. Now, we've been on here for how long now? Let me see here. Oh, I can't see. That's the one thing I don't remember. Well, we'll call it about an hour. If I started on time. I think we started on time. So we've been on for about an hour. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I really wish I had my damn cough medicine. Or not even cough medicine, my lozenges. The Rangers won. Okay. Jimmy Farrell throwing that hockey at us. That's what's going on. Ooh, bases loaded there. Bases loaded there, Ed. 2 out. Wow. And Bueller at 74 pitches. Game is getting interesting. Like you said, I'd much rather see this. And I know that guy. He's definitely an ex-Dodger pitcher. Can't remember his name though. Ruben, let's talk about football, brother. How you doing?
How you doing, Gifford?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Pretty good. Did you guys get into it about Buffett, how he got suspended?
Oh, I talked about that last night, but we can go over that. What are your thoughts on that?
Did you guys see who's making the decision of who gets to hand down the punishment?
Well, I was
How many
I was
people
told.
know who John Runyon is anyway?
Wait a second. Well, who's giving it?
Well, who's the VP in control of the the organization as far as when it comes down to punishment?
Well, I was told that it was either going to be Derek Brooks or James Thrash.
Okay. Yeah, that's for the appeal process. I'm talking about the guy who made the decision and said, okay, you're out of here, Buffett.
Okay, now who is that?
So you don't know who that guy is. Okay, that's good. Because most people don't. They just saw what happened to him and got pissed off and said this and said that. Well, I looked it up. Well, John Runyon, right? Runyan.
Oh, I know. Right, I know who John Runyon is. So he's the guy that made.
He's the NFL VP of the Policy and Rules Regulation Administration. He runs it.
Right.
They gave him the job.
Okay.
Now, this guy holds that position. Who in the NFL decided to let him, out of all people, make these decisions? This is like this is the pot killing the kettle black, okay? Because John Ryan was one dirty-ass fucking player, okay? Dirty. By his own admission.
Okay.
When he played with the Eagles.
Okay.
He did all kinds of stuff as a lineman. Because you played football, so you know all the little tricks and how to cheat, stick your foot out, hitting somebody in the groin. He said he hit somebody in the balls one time. He said he was sticking out his leg, tripping over defenders, other players left and right. Only reason he stopped doing that, because he did it one too many times. Well, he did it one time, and he sprained his knee. And that's good. That's what he gets, because he shouldn't be playing a game like that.
Okay.
He deserved that to happen to him.
Okay.
But this guy is the one who's making the decisions.
Okay, well, he made the original decision, but like we both now agree that it's either going to be Derek Brooks or James Thrash that will hear the appeal.
Yeah. They get to see if they're going to overrule it. 'Cause come on, 12 games, that's a lot. And, okay, if he's so fair in the statement that he gave, that letter I saw that got put out, Grayson is full of shit, okay, in my opinion. He is. And if I saw him in person, I'd tell him this. And what we don't see is nobody is covering that part of it, okay? On Monday night, they didn't talk about it. On Sunday night, they didn't talk about it. All these guys holding the mic, Bradshaw and the rest of them, they're all holding the mic, and they don't say nothing about who John Runyon is, right? And the decision he made. And they talk about reputation. Because Buffett got a reputation. Okay, well, what about the guy making the decision who decided, okay, you're going to be suspended, ejected, because the call came from New York, and then they decided that, and they didn't even take long to decide this. It happened the next day. Okay, you're out of here for the rest of the year.
Okay.
And on top of that, you're not getting paid.
Hey, Rube, and I'm glad you said this, Ed, because I thought this the same thing as well, okay? I thought that Runyon was the mouthpiece for the committee. That it wasn't necessarily him, but he was the designated representative that was put up in front of a microphone to talk about that. It wasn't him, but it wasn't him. It was by committee vote.
Well, he's the one that put out the letter, and in his letter, he states that it was because of Buffett's, his reputation of what happened in the past. Okay, I'm fine with that. It deserved a flag.
I get that. Are you still there, Rube?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, okay, I heard a beep. I wanted to make sure you were still here. The point is that remember how when you were in school, you got, and I'm sure you got one of these letters from the vice principal. I'm sure you did. You got a letter from the vice principal, right? The vice principal wrote you and your mom a letter, right? But it was the vice principal to put his signature down there, but it was because of the people that were on the disciplinary committee that made the decision. Hey, Rube, whatever is in the background, turn that down, man. I mean, it's kind of hard.
That's the TV. I don't know. It's not even that loud, but I guess the mic on my...
Yeah, the mic is picking it up rather well.
Yeah, it's picking it up real good.
Yeah. What I'm said is it's a decision that's made by the disciplinary committee for the NFL, and there is a head of the committee, or if not necessarily the head of the committee, the person that is designated as the representative to be the mouthpiece for that committee, and that's John Runyon.
Yeah, Runyon. Did you read the letter that he wrote, what he sent out when he talked about reputation and because of him being disqualified from the game?
Yeah, I glanced at it. I was on one of the Raider sites, and it said, thing by the NFL, a statement by the NFL concerning Burfict. But I mean, here's the thing. From what I understand, and again, I glanced over it. It's like it's true in one respect. Vontaze Burfict has a reputation. He has done this several times. He's been suspended, I want to say at least 8, if not 10 times, various games for various acts, right? He's been
for the last, I'm not going to sit there and say that he hasn't done stuff. He's got penalized, I mean, as far as fines, and he's got kicked out of the games. But come on, 12 games? And then if Runyon is going to be fair about this, let's not pretend like other people in the league don't know what he's doing, or some of the fans are stupid and they don't know because a lot of them don't know. We know what's going on here. He's handing this punishment down. They're talking about being fair. Okay, if you're going to be fair, then you do that shit across the board. Because when you don't, you're not being fair. You're picking on him and you're picking on the organization that he happens to play for. That's what you're doing. You're making an example. You're using him and the team he plays for an example to the rest of the league. You do this, this is going to happen to you. Well, did you see the games of the other guys that got hit? Hey, Josh Allen suffered a concussion. And mind you, when I'm comparing these, it's like, does Dole even have a say in this? Because he's the one that got hit. The dude who's making the decision to disqualify Burfict or those guys that are voting, they're not the one that took the hit. In Dole's own words, he said, he goes,
right. I read what Doyle said. He said that there was no intent meant on his part, that he got up. There was nothing that he could foresee it being a bad call. Now, Frank Reich, his coach, Frank Reich was out there calling for basically to have Burfict's balls sliced off because of this. Because it's the coach. But again, I admit and like what you're saying. Scott Van Pelt of BSPN was even saying that this was BS and that there were plenty of other.
I just got tackled.
Right.
He said that after the game, and he was able to say that after the game. Why? Because he didn't suffer a concussion like Josh Allen did, okay? That guy from the Patriots didn't get ejected. He didn't get fined. Where the hell is his suspension at? Where's his ejection? Dole went on to say, I'm sure it looked worse than it was because on tape, of course it did, especially when they slowed it down. I didn't really feel anything from it. My helmet protected me.
Right. You're preaching to the choir on this one, Rube. You're preaching to the choir. Now, I believe, Eddie, I disagree with you because Eddie says that he needs to be gone. I disagree, Ed, and I agree with Ruben.
Eddie, he needs to be gone. So then the guy from the Patriots, he needs to be gone. Anybody that hits the guy in the helmet, they need to be gone. If we're going to do this, and we do it across the board and be fair, you don't get to pick and choose who's fair and who's not. Either you follow the rule, or you put the rule how it was supposed to be put in place, and you use it accordingly, or you don't, because what they're doing is bullshit. And if you say it any other way, then you're fooling yourself, or you're just going along and kissing the NFL's ass, and you won't tell it like it is, because a lot of people on TV, they won't tell it like it is. And every once in a while, you get that one guy that does, and before long, he probably won't get much airtime or have his job.
Okay, Rube, I agree with you. It's not fair. Now, because we've been on a long time, I'm going to let you have the last 30 seconds, which is twice of 5 minutes. It'll be 10 minutes at this point. Give me your score and who wins on Sunday.
We can win, but they need to score 3 times, and they need to come out fast like they did last week when we won. The Bears' offense is terrible, okay? It is terrible. They got a good defense, and that defense is the only thing that keeps them in the game because their offense sucks.
Okay, so what's the score?
They got that ball has to come out quick. They got to use Jacobs, correctly. I hope we don't get a bunch of calls missed, like what happened with Williams when his jersey got grabbed and nobody saw that, and then only 2 people one-on-one. The ball got to get to the tight end quicker, faster in the game.
Oh, okay. Give me a score, brother.
Well, I figured they'll score at least 3 times. The score will be probably somewhere like 17-10 or 21-10. I'm sure Chicago will score probably on one of our turnovers if we can't protect the ball. But there's a way to get around Matt and the rest of those guys, okay? I've seen how they were playing other teams.
Okay.
The defense is good, but can you stop them? Yeah, because they've been stopped and been contained. And look at who they played lately.
Okay. Okay, Rube, I'm going to let you go. Always, I always enjoyed hearing from you, brother. You take care.
I just hope we win. We need this win.
That's right. Just win, baby, and that's the way it should be.
Yep. Go Raiders. Thanks, Captain.
All right. That was Ruben. Always unique. And I say that in a good way. Ruben is definitely animated. And I like that because at least he calls in and show it. You can tell that he wears his heart on his sleeve. Jerry D, thanks for calling in, brother. How you doing, brother?
All right, Cap. How's it going?
I'm good. Let me do the transition here because I don't want you to get knocked out. You just came on.
Okay.
So there you go. You're good to go. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. I'm sitting here watching the Seahawks-Ram game
Why?
because I bet on the game.
Oh, okay. As soon as I said that, I'm like, wait a second, I know why. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So what's up?
Okay. Well, what do you, Sunday? Now we got that. They suspended that. One of our linebackers. Well, who they suspended?
Yeah, they suspended. They suspended Burfict. His appeal will be heard on the 8th. He's not. He went back to the States already, so we're already down Burfict. No matter what happens, because he's not gonna come back to London to play. The Raiders, I think, in my estimation, they're already saying, okay, well, he's going to get a suspension for X amount of games. Whatever those games are, we're going to start it with this game. So they want to make it so that it's the least amount of games possible and that he will be there for the back end of the season when he will be needed. And in that respect, I agree with that. But
That explains why the line went up.
Right.
Because it opened up at 5.5, then it went down to 4.5. Now it's back up to 5.5. So that explains why. I was wondering why.
Yeah.
They're going to try and run on us. We have to stop the run. Their quarterback cannot beat us.
No, I don't think he will, but actually, and I'm not saying this because I'm ignorant, but I guess I'm not knowledgeable, and there's a difference. I don't really know who the people that play for the Bears, their skill positions. I don't even know. I
think the wide receiver is Robinson, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Robinson. He played for the Chiefs last year, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't really tell you.
Okay.
I just know they have one wide receiver that's really solid.
Okay.
As far as their running game goes, I watched a little bit of it last week. They can run the ball if they want to.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to try and run the ball down our throat because the quarterback can't beat us.
Right. But the two of their offensive linemen were on the DNP list as of Wednesday. I don't know whether they came back to practice. That was Larson and Long. So if their offensive line is banged up, that portends something good for our D-line, who, other than Cleve Farrell who's going through concussion protocol, has played well against the run for weeks.
Yeah. If we stop the run, we win the game. That's it. In my eyes, because the quarterback's not going to be able to beat us. They stop the run. They win that game.
Yeah. Now, but the one thing is that Daniels is more mobile than Trubisky. He doesn't throw quite the pretty ball. But then again, I'm sorry to say this, but Trubisky sucks.
Yeah, he does.
And so the thing is, Alan Rupp played for Jacksonville. Thanks again, Mike. I knew that name. It wasn't the Chiefs. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Really good receiver. So yeah, that is a positive for the Bears in that receiving core. Hell, I haven't been paying attention since they lost. What is it? Hester and and Mike Ditka. Okay, I'm being facetious, obviously, but Yeah, Dick is going to come back as their tight end. Anyway,
Come on, you're not that old. You're not that old that you remember Ditka playing. Come on.
I am that old. I remember Ditka playing. Hell, I remember when Ditka played for the Cowboys and then the Bears.
Shit.
Or was it
I'm
the
older
Bears?
than you. I'm older than you, and I don't remember that.
Well, maybe you were cloudy back then there, Jerry. Just saying.
I was doing some. I was probably.
There you go. There you go. You were cloudy. Hey, Mike Serra throws out Rex Grossman. I'll go you one better there, Mike. How about Bob Avellini?
I remember him.
There you go. Bob Avellini. That's an old Bears quarterback. I'll even go back to, let me see, who. I remember Bobby Avellini.
I think Vince Evans, I remember, before he was a Raider. Was it before he was a Raider or after he was a Raider?
It was before he was a Raider because he went from the Bears. I think that's when the Raiders picked him up was when he had gotten cut by the Bears and they needed a quarterback, and Vince Evans, and I think he was still 38 at the time. But you know what? Vince Evans at 38 years of age was the best quarterback we had on our roster.
He had some arm. He really did. He had a cannon for an arm.
He did.
Yep.
Do you mean to tell me that the Dodgers didn't score a run? They had the bases first and third, and oh my goodness! I see. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry, Jerry. I know you're watching the game, but I'm surprised here. Anyway, I think
the Yankees started. I think it's tomorrow. So
yeah, and that's where your attention's going to be diverted. Okay, and while we're talking baseball and football. Okay, your Final Four in baseball. Who's that going to be?
Yankees, Houston. Houston's still in it, right? Yeah. I don't know the other two. I can't really. I'm just rooting for the Yankees.
Okay, in the National League, it's the Dodgers are playing the Nats, and the let me see here, Dodgers, Nats, and Cardinals, Braves.
I like the Dodgers. You got to go with the. I want to see a Yankee World Series.
I think it's going to happen, but I mean, I think the Dodgers are going to win, or at least go to the World Series. And I'm going to a World Series game if that happens.
I actually thought Houston was still in it. Well, yeah. What team is Verlander on now?
What team is who?
Verlander.
Verlander is an Astro. They got Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, and another guy. I mean, their pitching is remarkable. When you got Verlander and Cole, which one of them is going to win the Cy Young. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be one of those guys.
Who knocked Houston out?
Nobody knocked Houston out. Houston's playing tomorrow against Tampa.
I like Houston. I think Houston's going to, with that pitching staff, you can't count them out. I like Houston.
Okay, so you think Houston's going to beat the Yankees then?
They seem to have the Yankees number.
Okay.
Verlander seems to own the fucking Yankees, which really pisses me off. They faced him God knows how many times, and they can't beat this fucking guy, and it really gets on my last nerve.
And by the way, and thank you, Don, for reminding me, they also have some third pitcher by the name of Zach Greinke.
Yeah. They're a good ball club. They really are solid. When you got the pitching like that, they're tough to beat. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for the Yanks, but I think it's going to be Houston Yankees.
Okay.
I thought they were out because you brought up the Dodgers. You didn't mention Houston, but Houston is one hell of a fucking ball club.
Oh yeah.
With that kind of player.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see Yankees Dodgers. That way, I could just sit there and it brings back old memories. But I think Houston's going to go. Do it. I think they're going to do it.
Well, I like I said, if you go by pitching, that's one of the reasons why that the Nats playing the Dodgers concerned me. And now, granted, I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I do have a vested interest in going to see them in a World Series game, so I'm actually rooting for them. But if we're going by pitching, when you have a staff like Scherzer and oh God, what's the other kid that? Oh God, I can't. I said it earlier. Now I'm brain farting his name. But you got Max Scherzer and the other guy, who are like the 1-2 for the Nats. And I mean, and they got a decent number 3, but and by the way, Ed Winchell is saying that Greinke is a has-been. That's not true. Greinke has done everything but win them. In fact, when he came over from the Diamondbacks, that was the coup de grace to make that 1-2-3 combination. Okay, so we'll see.
Greinke's a solid pitcher.
Hey, Jimmy Farrell, DeGrom's in the National League. We're talking the American League. There are 2 Cy Youngs in each league, Jimmy. and it's D. If I'm not mistaken, it's D. Is it like DEGROM or is it D''GRM? Something like that. DeGrom. Anyway, but and you're in New York, okay? Why is it that the Yankees can't do something like at least the Mets? The Mets with Matz, DeGrom, and that third pitcher, what's his nose? The Mets got 3 talented pitchers, but they can't put anything together. It's laughable. Well, so let's get real quick, Jerry, because we're up on time.
All right.
You think the Raiders can pull it out this Sunday?
I think they can pull it out. If with me as a gambling man, if the line is 5.5, I take the points and I go to sleep. As far as can they win? Yeah. Will they? I don't know. It all depends.
Okay.
If they stop the run, yeah. If they don't stop the run, no.
Okay.
And they have to put up 17.
Okay.
They have to put up 17 points.
Well,
17-20 to win that game.
Yeah, and I said the Raiders win 16-10 on the Vegas show last night. I don't think that the Bears score a lot of points, but I think that the Raiders are going to score 1 touchdown and then have 3 field goals. That's why I said 16.
I'd say 17-13 Raiders.
I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right.
That's my assessment. I'm not betting the game because it's not a game that I would bet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's going to be tight. That's for sure.
Yeah. As a betting man, I would watch the game and just root for the Raiders. If someone put a gun to my head, I'd grab the 5.5 and run.
Well, Jerry, I would never put a gun to your head. You know I would never do that. Hey,
I hear you.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna let it go. Thank you for the input. I'm looking forward to our pizza in New York, man. I can't wait for getting that wonderful New York pizza with Jerry D.
You got it, Cap. It's waiting for you. Don't worry about it. It'll be here.
Hey, forget about it. I'm waiting here. Hey, I'm walking here.
Right.
Take care, partner, and keep on keeping on.
You got it, brother. Have a great night.
All right, that's Jerry D. I gotta say, Jerry D is my favorite New Yorker other than Carmine. You got Carmine, you got Jerry D, you got Johnny Lauro. I love the New York crew. I do. I love the New York crew. Jimmy Farrell's out there. What's not to love about all the boys from New York? And I'm forgetting. I hear you got the New York crew with the Silver and Black Empire. You got the New York crew with the Black Hole. Is the Black Hole New York? I'm trying to think if it's in the Brooklyn or if it's in Staten Island. It's in one of those. So you got the Black Hole, you got Silver and Black Empire, and then just to make things interesting with the East Coast, then you got Jersey Shore Boosters. I love that whole crew. Every one of them. It's great. And then if you really want to have fun, throw in the boys from Boston. Okay? You get the New England Raider Booster Club. You got the kids from kids. You got the boys and girls from over at York, right? You gotta love the Raider Nation in the East Coast. Brooklyn pizza. Brooklyn, I can't wait. Jerry D and I are well. As long make sure that there is a number for a good cardiologist available. Okay. Make sure that there's a number for a good, because I'm going to eat my nose off. So, I got to put the thing. Line is open, 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. We've heard from a lot of people. And it's enjoyable. Wow, we've been on for, ooh. Gotta hate that. Acid reflux. Oh my God. Ugh. Literally, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. The acid reflux, the acid, the throat, oh my God. Horrible. I gotta get, if I didn't man my post, I'd go and get something to drink right now, but because I need it. Remind me, say, Captain, make sure you have your cough medicine, your lozenges, and always have some damn drink. So just when you need it, when you gotta have that horrible feeling. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I'm going to suck it up. It's 10:23 p.m. We're going to go at least 90 minutes. If we don't get a call, then we're going to do just 90 minutes. Because tomorrow I got work, obviously, and I'm going to I'm going to go do my Friday night thing, which is be the public address announcer for Northeast High. I will be wearing my car jersey tomorrow because, and I don't know whether I told everybody, I think I might have mentioned it, but there was a gentleman, young kid that played for Northeast High. The Friday night before the Minnesota game, and I'll get back to this story after I pick up Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell, how you doing there, brother?
All right, brother. How are you, my friend?
Well, other than the cough and the acid reflux, I'm doing okay.
You need to see a doctor.
Well, it's one of those things, it's like, when? I mean, I didn't have the flu. So I didn't have the flu, so I've been, playing hurt with the cough. I guess if I've had the cough for a month, people were telling me that there was this certain brand of cough that's been going around, and it was like for a couple weeks. So
you had that cough at game one.
Yeah, I had the cough in game one.
I know.
So it's going on 5 weeks now.
Now, going back to Burfitt, I just don't see there's any reason for somebody to play in the NFL like that. He clearly put his head down to hit the guy. And, I think the league is trying to set a standard or a precedent that if guys are going to do that, and they're doing it all the time, it happened in New England, if they're going to do that, the penalties are going to be real harsh. Now, of course, I know the way the NFL feels about the Raiders, but they're trying to make him, unfortunately, he's the scapegoat. And if they don't do it to him, they'll just keep sparring people every game.
Yeah. And I agree.
That's why I feel about that.
I agree. I agree there. Thank you there, Don. I would say Vicks ain't going to help me because I have a CPAP. So if I didn't have a CPAP, I would probably do Vicks on the chest. I don't think you can get the same thing with the Vicks with a CPAP. Maybe I'm wrong. I need a medical professional. I need Doc to call me back. Doc that was here talking earlier. Will Vicks work with a CPAP machine? I don't know. We'll see.
Just stop using your CPAP machine.
I can't because then then I won't be able to sleep or I'm going to die. So yeah, that'll take care of it, right? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, just, fuck it.
I stopped using mine a year ago.
No, I can't. Since I've been on my CPAP, I can't sleep without my CPAP. It's just the way it is. Can't sleep without my CPAP.
Well, I hope you feel better. You should definitely, get it checked out.
I'll try. But anyway, enough about me. What about you? Talk to me there.
10-3 Raiders this weekend. I think Chicago will get a field goal, and the Raiders will get one touchdown and a field goal. I don't think Chicago's going to score. They'll be lucky to get a field goal, but I give them that. So I think it's 10-3 out the door.
Well, here's where I kind of disagree with you. I think Chicago's going to get a defensive touchdown because I think that defense itself is going to score one touchdown.
You think they're getting it off Carr, or is someone going to fumble the ball?
Doesn't matter. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a pick six or a fumble recovery or something like that. Or if they don't necessarily get a defensive touchdown, I say that the defense is going to get a turnover, and it's going to bring them right very deep into Raider territory, and one or two plays later, the offense scores because they're on like the 1-inch line or something. That's what I'm saying.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. They don't have the capability to, on their own with their offense, to score a touchdown.
I don't think so. That's why I said, but the defense is going to set them up. Whether they score or not, they're going to set them up. So that's why I say 16-10, because I think the Raiders are going to be able to move the ball, at least get one touchdown, and they're going to move it more effectively than the Bears' offense is. But I think that when it comes time to get that score, I think it's going to be 3 field goals by Carlson, because they're gonna peter out, and Gruden is going to take those points because he knows the points are going to be at a premium. Carlson with 3 field goals, 1 Raider touchdown, and the Bears score a touchdown or something that's set up by their defense. That's why I say 16-10.
How are the fans in London? You were there. Are they pretty good people?
Oh, they're fantastic. You have people like the Raider Nation, that's Silver and Black UK. You have the guys and gals that are up in Scotland. Love my Scots, man. Mr. McLeod and his wonderful wife and dog.
Manchester,
oh yeah,
Scotland,
they're fantastic. Right. And then check this out: you got the boys that are coming over from it's either Sweden, I think it's Sweden. Yeah, they got a big group in Sweden, big Raider fans up there, great guys. You got a big group of Raider fans that are from Germany, great guys. And when I say guys, I mean guys and gals. Okay.
Yeah, great people.
Great fans. You have Raider Nation Italy that comes over. So you have a big contingent of Raider fans that come over from around the continent. They all flock over. And here's the thing. There will be Bears fans that are on the continent that you would, it's like, why are you a Bears fan? And there's various reasons. I don't know why that there's Bears fans in Europe. But why are there Raider fans in Europe? There's something that a European will glom onto, and they will be a Bears fan, and they will pass on, or they're just maybe that they like the way the sea looks. Or maybe they saw a documentary about Gale Sayers or Walter Payton, and that's
right.
That's their indoc. So they'll stay with that team. So you'll see fans, European fans, that'll come over wearing their Bear stuff, and it's like, why the hell are you a Bears fan? It's like, why not? And here's the other thing. Yeah, Hot Neil, you can call
They're
me.
sending Taylor. He's out. Oh, from first to home.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm behind. I'm about 7 seconds behind. So.
Oh, then I blew it for you.
Yeah. Well, Kendrick has a.
Sorry, pal.
No worries. No worries. He was arguing the call, though. Oh, you see, Kendrick. See, you know what? Hey, lucky now. Did they get a run on that before they threw him out at the plate?
No.
Okay.
Still 1-0.
Okay. No, it's.
Oh, it is 2-0.
Yeah, they got to run somewhere. And Hot Neil, yes, you can call in next. Okay, so Ed, I already got your pick. I will try to get. I will try to go to a doc when I can. I swear, I will try. Everybody, I'll get checked out, get my lungs checked out, get my vocal cords checked out, and I will do I know, I got to do that, especially before I go up to Green Bay, and then over to Houston. So, Ed, hey, thanks for calling, brother.
I gave you my final four baseball teams on there. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Dodgers and St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and Yankees.
Wow, so you actually picked the Rays to beat the Astros.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
without doubt.
Good for you.
I think the Astros are out early this year.
Good for you, man. I like somebody that has the Rays going and beating the Astros. That's great. And you know what? Maybe that might make me go and have go for the ALCS. I'll be able to go to one of those games too. We'll see.
Against the Yankees, and they're not going to beat the Yankees.
No, but you know what? The Rays play the Yankees tight.
That they do. That they do, my friend.
All right. Hey, again, we
All right,
got
pal.
a trip to LA coming, so you guys
We're on our way.
got to do your part, man.
Vin Scully or Steve Sachs, but one way I'm going to make it happen.
All right. Well, hopefully both, if not both.
It'll be a pleasure.
All right. Hey, Ed, you take care, partner, and thanks for calling in.
All right, partner. Good chat. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Ed Winchell. That's my bro over in the Sacramento area. Always good to hear from him. And the line now could be open. Yes, as soon as I get my graphics up. There you go. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Hot Neil wanted to call in, so yeah, the line is open for you, Hot Neil, if you want to call in. And right on cue. Hot Neil, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you. Hello? Hot Neil.
Hey, Captain.
How you doing?
Well, I don't know if you saw my comment when you were on Facebook.
Yeah, you said something about that you couldn't, you had some sort of, there was a difficulty. I didn't quite remember what it was. What was it?
No, I was telling you that in November 13 or 14, I have to check my calendar. I'm going for my eye surgery.
Okay. But is it well, it's one of those surgeries that can make you better though, right?
Yeah, what they're going to do is a cornea transplant.
Good. Well, obviously, for everybody that's watching, make sure that you send out some proper vibes and some great thoughts and feelings and prayers for Hot Neil so that things go right for his surgery.
Yeah, because I don't know if I told you, instead of a tumor, it was a heart stroke. I had a stroke.
Okay, well...
Not tumor, so
well,
that part of the...
Go ahead.
And then the eye surgery, they saw it and everything. I have 30% blood inside my eyes. So if you look at my eyes, you see a little bit of blood inside there.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, let's all think really positive thoughts, and hopefully things will get better for you. And that's all I'm really worried about. Is I want to make sure that good things are happening. So keep good thoughts for Hot Neil.
And I might be, after the surgery, after I recover 3 weeks, I think we have a game in Tampa. So I'll probably be coming in Tampa to see you guys.
Well, I mean, there might be a game in Tampa, but it's not a Raiders game. So
I think there is. I have to check the schedule.
No, it's not. It's not a Raiders game. I know where the Raiders are playing this year, and it's not Tampa. So if you're coming to Tampa, you're coming to a Bucs game. But it's not. Okay. It's not going to be with the Raiders. But I'm going to be.
No. Big L. Remember, Big L does
Oh, okay.
Sports bar. Sports bar.
Yeah. Well, Big L's over in Orlando, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I stop by Tampa to see you if you're home.
Well, if it's on the weekend, I'm going to be away.
No, it's going to be during the week.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's during the week, then hopefully we can make some time.
Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to go on Friday, and then I hang out with Big L and Alan and the commission, everybody else over there.
Okay.
But I come and see you first.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you even thinking of me.
Always do, Captain. You're always in my prayers, too.
Well, and no, you are as well. We want to make sure that you're feeling better, Hot Neil.
I am. When I do, when I recover and I can see you again, I hope you're on Facebook. I will go, if you let me, come live to you for a minute for you to see.
Yeah, if I'm available, man, sure. No problem at all.
Because you want to hear the funny thing? I won't be breaking my glasses in half. Imagine your glasses you're wearing right now. I'm going to break them in half and say hallelujah. Because I've been wearing glasses for 43 years.
Well, you know what? Good for you. People said that I should get the surgery, you know, the LASIK, but you know what? I look good with glasses, so I'm not going to do it.
No, but I'll be honest with you, Captain, my next door neighbor, his dad is about probably the same age as you.
Uh-huh.
And he did the LASIK surgery. Man, that man could see better than ever. I tell you, it's a little bit expensive. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do the LASIK surgery, how far is Naples from you?
Naples is about an hour, maybe a little longer.
Okay, because there's a hospital called, and you probably heard of it, Bascom Palmer Eye Institute, and they do the best surgery there, and there's the best people there.
Okay.
And it's the best hospital. That's where my father sees his eye doctor when he used to be alive.
Okay, well, I will at least attempt. You IM me the information, and when I get a round minute, probably in January, because I really don't think I'm going to have any free time until then. But if I do get some free time, I will look at it. Hot Neil, while we got you on, because you're up on 5 minutes, man, give me your interpretation of what's going on Sunday with the Raiders.
Well, let me put it this. You know that the Bears always eat shit, and excuse my language. So I guess they're going to be like when you have the Kentucky Derby horses and the jockeys are behind and they're eating that crap that the horse let go. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be eating crap, just like the Colts.
Okay. So you're picking a Raiders win. What do you think it's going to be? High score, low score? What's going on?
My guess I would say 27-12.
Wow, the Raiders scored 27. That's a big number, man. That is a big number. 27. Okay.
Yeah, that's guessing.
Okay.
Because I got pissed. I mean, I started bringing your show back from yesterday. But when you guys were talking about what's going on with the Colts and what happened with our guy, I think that was the biggest BS ever, and I was so pissed that I almost threw the phone against the wall.
Well, I agree with you. Like I said, it was a BS call, and
how many NFL teams are out there they do the same shit? And excuse me, I'm cursing, Captain. But how many they do the same shit? They got something against the Raiders, like you said yesterday.
They do. And
I don't know if it's the logo or what the hell it is, but every time they always pick on us, throwing a freaking flag on us.
Right. Well, and you know what, Hot Neil, it's been like this for 50 years. Actually, let's say 40 years, because the Raiders needed to get the reputation first. And the reputation of Oakland being a quote-unquote dirty team, and I use the air quotes because they weren't dirty. They were just aggressive. The Raiders of the late 60s are the ones that finally had the mentality of being an aggressive, quote-unquote, dirty team. Ben Davidson, Jack Tatum, George Atkinson, even Nehemiah Wilson. Those guys there, they got the reputation, okay? And then it perpetuated through. So the Raiders have been around for over 50, but
60,
now 60. So it figured for the last 45, maybe 50 years, they've had that reputation. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. And it's wrong. It's wrong because You can't tell me that the same players and the same officials have played the game for this long. No, it's a stereotype.
Exactly.
It's that they look at the logo, they look at the name, they know what the Raiders are about, and they say, well, obviously they're dirty, and that's BS. It's BS.
Right. Hello?
I'm here, Hot Neil.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that you got that score in, and you be sure to take care of yourself as well. And I keep on listening and keep on calling.
Thank you, Captain. Go ahead and take the next caller.
I will. You take care, brother.
You too, sir. Likewise.
All right. Good hearing from Hot Neil. Line is now open, and I said hopefully Hot Neil will have good portions on his surgery. I might have water in my lungs. I don't know. Rube, we'll see. But yeah, what can you do? Line is open, 813-699-0834. I am watching, bottom six. Dodgers are winning. One out, nobody on. Now, who's this dude? I can't see who the hell's batting. I'm not. Some guy named Smith. I don't know who Smith is. He looks like he's 12 years old. And Ed Winchell said it as well. The Raiders were no dirtier than the Steelers. Oh, he's the catcher. Okay. Will Smith. That's Will Smith? I thought Will Smith was black. I thought he was a black guy who was an actor and a rapper. I didn't realize that he was a white guy that played catcher. See how wrong I've been all these years? I've been wrong all these years. I thought that, well, I tell you what, his wife, Jada Pinkett, hot. Hot. Yes, I'm being facetious. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Yep, the Fresh Prince. Yep, I know. I know. By the way, speaking of Will Smith, I want to see his new movie, where he plays himself. You know, one of those things. One of those movies where they have like the animated or animatronic version of the actor, the younger version. So you see two Will Smiths on the screen at the same time. Can't remember what it's called. Looks interesting. Definitely want to see it. And I do want to see Joker, but I'm not so enthralled with seeing it immediately that okay, it was a catch. I thought it was almost a home run. So we'll see that. But make sure if you go to see the movie The Joker, and you guys have seen the information that's been on TV, just check your surroundings out. Just make sure to check your surroundings out. Gemini Man. Okay, thank you there, Rue. Wait for on demand. Probably with no, I don't have a stethoscope, but I'll try to have it done. I just got to get an appointment. But yeah, I've had this cough for a month. Got it the first week in Oakland. And then the second week when I was in San Francisco, I just wasn't feeling good, so I flew out a week later. And you guys, I did the thing on Facebook where I told people that Saturday I stayed in my hotel room the entire day watching sports, and I only went out to get something to eat. Get jiggy with it. All right. I remember that. So it's 10:46. We've had a decent, unique show. We talked baseball. We talked hockey. Jimmy Farrell's going to talk baseball and hockey. So, that's Jimmy Farrell. Got to love him. and make sure between Jimmy Farrell, say some prayers and keep Jimmy Farrell in your thoughts. We got Jimmy Farrell, we got Hot Neil, keep him in your thoughts. Doc Burdett, who's just getting over the flu, and then Doc is bad health. Keep him in your thoughts. So if I'm missing anybody, just keep everybody that's a regular here that has some medical issues. And I'm not saying me, but keep everybody in your thoughts. We'll see. I got time for one more call. We'll see. But if I tell you what, I'll let a couple minutes go by, and I'll be watching anyway. So we'll see if we get somebody to call. Oh yeah, and I do have it up on the screen, so we're watching. Did I finish the Brad? Yeah, I did. I finished the Bradshaw story. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I was thinking. I was doing another story, and then I had a phone call, and I can't remember what story I was talking about. I remembered that we finished the Bradshaw story with Noel. Jared must have went to bed. That's fine. I need to do that myself. I actually stayed up because last night I was on KDWN, and it was 9 o'clock Pacific time in Vegas. It was midnight here, and I was on with Ken Thompson, great guy, doing his show, and for him I'll stay up because, like I said, Ken is wonderful. So I'm up, but I didn't realize I was going to do 45 minutes. I did 45 minutes. Okay, well 40s. I think we came on like at would have been 12:05, but I was still online. So I was still like if I was working, I would have been billing, right? Because I'm working it. Wow, is that Kolarek? Is that the guy that the Rays had? I think so. Yeah, I think the Rays had him earlier, Kolarek. I'll have to look that up. I tell you what, maybe Edward will look, but I could have sworn that he was on the Rays this year. Total bummer to see the baseball players look so young these days. And everybody looks young to me, almost. Speaking of which, and here's another one, and this will be probably my parting shot. I'm in a one of these mom and pop burger joints in Indiana. Went there on Saturday and Sunday. Great place. Real homemade burgers. Non-corporate. In fact, I think the dining. It was one of those dining shows that had gone in there. Man versus Food, I think. So I'm in this place, and I walk in, and there is there. Well, by the way, the motif is 50s, like Jimmy or not Jimmy Dean, James Dean, Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison. Poodle skirts and the whole 50s malt shop look, right? Really cool. And I think it's called Edwards Drive-In. I looked that one up, Edwards Drive-In. So I walk in there, and I'm in my my gear, and there's a group of gals in front of me, and they're all wearing Pink Ladies jackets. Like out of Greece, the Pink Ladies. So this one gal is talking to me, I'm dressed up as Captain Jack, and she's saying all about the game and talking about the Raiders and about how she said that the Colts sucked, and one of the guys behind me took offense to it, and she's like, hey, yeah, the Colts do suck. He's like, well, who do you like? He says, well, I'm an Eagles fan. Well, she was an Eagles fan. But what was unique about it is that later on, after I got my order, she came back and she said, hey, I really dig, or she didn't say dig, I really enjoy, or really dig, or I really like what you're wearing. So can we take a picture? I said, sure. And I had to ask. I said, may I ask how old you are? And I'm thinking she's like 16. No. The gal was 26. Looks like she's 16. Introduces me to her daughter, who was 11. So I'm doing the math. I'm like, okay, she's 26 and her daughter's 11. It's like, wow, she had the kid when she was 15-ish, maybe 14, depending upon if the 11 is the high side of 11 going to 12. But it just, it was unique because, I'm turning this all the way back around because Ed was saying how all these players look young. It's not that they look young, Ed, is that they are young. Everybody's young in comparison to you and I. And having said that, what can we say but this? I hope you've enjoyed our show. There's my outro. Hopefully it's not too long. It's been enjoyable. Most people are saying that the Raiders are going to have a win in London. I certainly hope so, because again, I was out there for the first 2 games in London, and it was horrible to see the Raiders get manhandled both by the Dolphins and by the Seahawks last year. They were never in the game. At least they were winning 7-0 their first London game, and we thought that was a finish out. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. See you here after the game. I will do a show. We'll talk about it. Make sure you're here for it. And we'll do that after London show. I can't wait. I want to talk about it. I definitely want to talk about it. So be here Sunday after the game. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm going to go to the dock eventually. I got to see what's going on. Everybody take care. We'll see you next time.